to ask you a question. Have you ever gone through something difficult? And maybe you were dating or in a relationship. He knew that you were overwhelmed. He knew that you were struggling. You were carrying the mental load, the financial load, the physical load, and yet he did nothing. I mean, he did nothing. Not because he couldn't, it's just that he didn't. The man that watches you struggle is telling you something about how he feels about your suffering. And I want to talk about that today. Welcome to Heal to Do Sex, where we discuss all things healing, self-love, and relationships. My name is Cynthia. I'm a licensed therapist and coach. And I want to talk about the man that watches you struggle. As a therapist, I find myself quite often watching people in restaurants and things like that. And I always watch couples, especially families. And something that I notice, I notice when a couple comes in and I see the man carrying the baby and carrying the baby bag. But I also notice sometimes when I see a woman coming in and she is carrying the baby and the baby bag, but she may be struggling. And it always makes me question or wonder, like, why isn't he helping her? He's walking in front of her. She's carrying the baby. She's, kind of adjusting the baby bag. And we know the strength between men and women is different. And I remember one time seeing something like this. The man went and he paid for the food, and it was a couple leaving. The man went and paid for the food, and they have a toddler. She's trying to wrestle with the toddler, and she's trying to carry the bag, and he just walk into the car. He didn't verbally intervene. He didn't say anything. And I just was imagining, right? I could imagine as a mother, the struggle it is, but to have a partner there who's not attentive, who doesn't say anything, who doesn't provide assistance, to me, that really says something about how he cared for her. And if you are a woman and you're watching this video, it's probably because one of a few things: you find yourself struggling, you're in a relationship, and you're trying to figure out why this man isn't helping you. So let me cut to the chase. If you're in a relationship with a man and you're struggling and he's not helping you, it's not because he doesn't want to, it's because he doesn't care to. And you are going to have to make some decisions as to what your next move is going to be. Because a man, in my opinion, that watches you struggle is a man that you shouldn't be with, okay? So the reason why a man may watch you struggle is because he benefits from your struggle. I remember some years ago dating with my child's father and asking him for help, telling him I feel like I'm drowning. You're postpartum, your body is changing, your hormones are doing all of these things. You're trying to take care of a little one. You're trying to be present in your relationship. You're trying to go to work. And I remember, telling him and sharing my heart with him, like, I am really struggling. And I also remember receiving no assistance. And then when I didn't receive the care that I needed, I had to make the decision, right? Like, I'm not going to be in this relationship, because there are some men who will be in relationship with you, will make requirements of you while you're overwhelmed, while you are postpartum, or while you are grieving. They want you to hurry up and get past that and just please them, because they aren't present in the relationship the way that you are, okay? So sometimes a man benefits from your struggle. If you're doing all the emotional labor, he doesn't have to. If you're paying all the bills, he doesn't have to look for a job, right? If you're doing all the physical labor, if you're doing all the cooking and cleaning, he doesn't have to. If you're buying the Christmas gifts and the birthday gifts for his family, he doesn't have to. He doesn't have to show up. So he benefits from you being overwhelmed. I even think the reason why sometimes people will look at a woman and be like, why you don't have any more kids? Listen, I have one child, okay? Why you don't have any more kids? You want to have more kids? Because it's like, listen, do you want me to be overwhelmed? I think there's an attack on the quality of a woman's life, okay? They don't want us outside frolicking, okay? Listen. Children, especially if you are being intentional and raising them, require a lot. From one person, if you got one child, it requires a lot. We ain't trying to have 2, 3, 4, 5 kids, and we know it requires a lot, right? That's just a little tangent, y'all. I'm sorry. If you're paying for everything, managing everything, fixing everything, sacrificing everything, he's not. He doesn't have to. Matter of fact, sometimes you make the man look so good because you're doing everything. You done buy his mama a birthday gift, a Christmas gift, Mother's Day's gift, all these gifts. You're like, oh, your mom, your mom, your mom. And then you put in his name. She's like, baby, thank you so much. Meanwhile, you're drowning. Meanwhile, you have high cortisol. Meanwhile, you can't lose the weight. And he sees those things. He benefits from your suffering. He benefits from the baby waking up in the middle of the night and you getting up, you being the only one to get up to feed the baby, and he doesn't get up to feed the baby. He benefits from that. He benefits from you working all the extra hours in order to pay the family's debt off while he doesn't have to. He benefits from that. He does. Your struggle becomes his convenience. And whenever someone benefits from a system, they are not motivated to change it. They're not motivated to disrupt it. You're telling me I can live in the house with you. You will decorate the house. You will cook it. You will clean. You will have sex with me on demand. And I don't have to work a full-time job. I'm telling you that I'm trying. And you believe that. You don't pressure me. You just encourage me. Girl, let me move in. Hey, let me move in. That sounds like a good deal. Shoot. Is there room over there? Come on now. You getting up in the morning, you taking the kids to school, you picking the kids up after work. You got before and after care. He at home, but you got before and after care. Then you get home, you cook and you clean. And he benefits from it. At the end of the day, you tell him you tired. And there are some men that have an issue with wifely, when a woman describes having sex with her husband as wifely duties, but it's really because that man is watching her suffer and struggle. He doesn't intervene and say, okay, this is the night that I'm going to take care of the children. You go and take care of yourself. Or if he shows up or the days where he wants to have sex, then he's motivated to cook and clean. It's not that he's providing care for you every day. He doesn't provide care and concern for you every day. He only provides care and concern when he's motivated to, because ultimately he like a squirrel and want a nut. I said it out loud. Okay, all right. And let me tell you this. There's a difference between inability and indifference. There are some men who don't have the ability to, but they're willing to learn whatever it needs so that they can be able to provide care. I remember being a little girl, my mom, both of my parents are combat veterans. They were in the Army. And I think my mom had to do like 24-hour duty or something. And I remember my father doing my hair. And this is the only time I remember my father doing my hair. But I remember my grandmother is a beautician, so maybe he got it from there. I don't know. But I remember him he put my hair in 3 ponytails. I don't know how it looked, okay? I don't remember how it looked. My mama never complained when I saw her, so I guess I looked okay. I looked decent, right? There's a difference between not being able to, but learning how to, because it's going to support you ultimately. Okay. But a man who is indifferent, he's not even willing to learn. He's not willing to learn what it is that you need, what it is that you want, how he can support you, how he can carry you during this time, how he can take the load off of you. I love seeing the videos of the mamas breastfeeding and the husband is coming and feeding her while she's feeding the baby, or he's coming and bring her something to drink while she's feeding the baby. He's taking care of her while she takes care of the child. Okay. There's a difference between this is a skill that I need to learn and I'm willing to learn versus I'm just not going to do it. She can figure it out. She got it. Any man that you're in a relationship with and he looks at you like you got it, especially for my hyper independent girlies, it's not good for you. It's not good for you. There's a study that came out that I need to read, and it says it talks about weathering on Black bodies. And it says by the time a girl is in her 20s, her body is 7 years older because of weathering. Many of us are in relationships. I'm going to read it. I'm going to present it to you guys. Okay. So, keep reminding me. Many of us, our bodies are I don't think chronologically is the right word I want to use, but maybe it is, older because of the pressures and the stress that are on us. If you are in a relationship with a man that sees you suffering and he does nothing for you, he is ultimately, he's a burden to you, in that there are going to be psychological and physical responses to that. You're trying to figure out why you got high blood pressure, high cholesterol, you're pre-diabetic. You're trying to figure out why your cortisol is high, you're stressed, you done got a tick. I remember being 25 and having heart palpitations. I was working for this place. I was 25 years old. I was waking up out of my sleep having panic attacks, and I was waking up having heart palpitations. I had to get out of there. And some of you are experiencing that in your relationship. And if you are, you need to schedule a coaching call with me. We need to work together. We need to work together. Many of us need to reclaim our joy, our happiness. We need to get it back. You have to protect yourself from people who want to suck the life out of you, who want to benefit from you being able to manage. Just because you are able to manage it, just because you are over functioning, doesn't mean that you should do it. A woman that is over functioning is a woman that is putting wear and tear on her body, and it's only a matter of time before your body responds to you. I told you guys about that book about autoimmune disease. I'll put it up here so that you can read it. But let me tell you something. Some of the dis-ease that we have in our body is because of the things that we are allowing and accepting in our life. All right? I need you to pay attention to this man's actions versus his words. Just because he tells you he understands doesn't mean, and okay, let me say this. Just because he tells you he understands, it's not enough. It needs to be, I understand and I'm going to do this to help you. I understand and let me take some of the burden off of you. Not I understand or that sounds hard or I hate that for you, and he still allows you to suffer and struggle. One of the Heal Squad members asked me last time I did Q&A, she said, I'm dating a man. I think he does like contract work. He has 2 children, but he's inconsistent with, she was younger than him if I remember this correctly. He's inconsistent with paying the bills. What do I do? Leave. Because you are subsidizing his lifestyle, and there are women subsidizing the lifestyle of men, and you're working very hard to do so. Meanwhile, he's very comfortable. He's okay working a part-time job because he knows that you will carry the load. He knows that his check can be short because he knows you're going to carry the load. He has no integrity of himself to say, I'm not going to allow this woman to take care of me. You want to join the membership. If you're not a part of the Heal Squad Hotties, there's a membership down below. It says join. And I have a video about a woman who paid off $24,000 worth of child support. And I have a conversation with the Heal Squad Hotties about subsidizing a man's life, because I don't believe that a woman should do that. It makes no sense to me as a woman. This is my personal opinion. It makes no sense to me as a woman for you to get with a man and now you are taking care of him. And there's more burden on you. Many of the women that I work with are fearful about entering relationships because they were taken care of, taken advantage of financially. They were taken advantage of emotionally. And so when they think about a relationship, it's like, girl, I don't want to be bothered. Because relationship to them equals I have to serve another person and get nothing out of it in return. And that person is just taking from me, and they're not pouring into me. I remember during postpartum, father, in the mighty name, I rebuke that. My son's father was talking to me about, I don't know if you have your children around, but I'm going to, okay. Talking to me, our son wasn't even a couple of months old, and he was like, we need to, we're supposed to put ourselves first, we're supposed to make ourselves a priority, because he wanted to have sex. And I was like, here I am, postpartum, taking care of our child, and you really looking at me, talking about wanting to have some sex? Baby, we've had enough sex. We have a baby. And that's the thing, this man will watch you breastfeed, wake up multiple times in the middle of the night, breastfeed, get up, go to work an additional job, come home, cook, clean, give the baby a bath, and then think, oh, okay, well, no. Because what have you done to contribute to my well-being and also our child's well-being today? Where have you been concerned or interested in and how I feel emotionally and what's going in my internal world? No, you're not concerned about that. You're like, oh, she got everything done. She's done everything. So yeah, now it's my time. No, it's not. It's never that. It's never that. It's never that. But listen, this man who is watching you struggle, when he sees that you're struggling, his behavior should change, okay? He should become more supportive, more intentional, more available, more engaged. It shouldn't be, it's like, man, that's hard. Whew, that's tough. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? Yeah. It shouldn't be that. It shouldn't be that. Listen, this is a question I need every woman under the sound of my voice to ask yourself. When I am in need, does this relationship become heavier or lighter? And I want you to pay attention to that. I want you to pay attention that when you are going through something, does he get into it with you? Not get into it with you, like argue with you, but is he willing to get into your internal world? Is he willing to listen to you as it relates to how you may be feeling, whether it's you're being overwhelmed or whether there's some fears or whether there's some sadness because maybe you're going through a miscarriage or you lost your mother or whatever it is. Maybe it's a loss of job or you got overlooked for a promotion or you didn't pass the MCAT or the LSAT. Whatever it is, he's willing to be there to listen to you, to cheer you on, to tell you, baby, it's going to be okay, to tell you how he plans on helping you. Maybe a deal, a contract you thought would go through doesn't go through. And he's like, ooh, yeah. But no, he's like, baby, I know that this has been something that you wanted. I'm going to pray for you. We're still going to continue to go after it. The next time that this contract comes up, we're going to make sure that every I is dotted, every T is crossed, because I know this is something that you want and I'm here for you. Okay? This relationship shouldn't become another burden to carry. It shouldn't. It shouldn't become another burden for you to carry. He, during these times, shouldn't watch you suffer, but he should become your cheerleader and he should become an extra set of hands to be able to help you, okay? There are some women that stay in these type of situations because you're waiting for him to have this aha moment. You're waiting that finally one day that he will really see you and that he will jump in. Baby doll, he sees you. He knows exactly what's happening, but he doesn't care. And I don't want to be the bearer of bad news but like we really have to get to the point of stop giving people the benefit of the doubt and understand that people's behavior, some of it could be where it's not intentional, but other behavior is very intentional. If this man sees you struggling and you're drowning and you're telling me that he's not paying attention to you, he's zoned out, what is happening? Now, let's say there's a lot going on in his life too. Let's say you're overwhelmed because work demands have increased. He's overwhelmed because he's lost his mother. Okay, that's something that's happening. So the two of you need to come to the table and say, hey, how are we going to manage this season in our life where things have just become a lot and heavy on the both of us? That's one thing. But when it looks like child, you know how you get to the point in your life as a mother, for some mothers, or you struggle with depression, baby, you got on a t-shirt, you got on sweatpants, and you done threw your hair up in a ponytail. Meanwhile, he done went to the barber, he got his cut fresh, he done put on the cologne, he you know what I'm saying, he all like this, he get ready to hang out with his boys, and you overwhelmed. No. One thing I love to see is I love to see how a man takes care of a woman after she's had a child. Because that tells me a lot about how he cares for her. When I see a woman coming out of the house and she looks good, because he's like, this is my woman, I'm going to take care of her. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Listen, a man that watches you struggle, right? He's doing so willingly. He's doing so willingly. Okay? Let's talk about healthy love. Listen. There's that scripture about love. It says, love is patient. Love is patient. Love is kind, right? It keeps no score of wrong. It's not easily angered. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. It always protects. It always trusts. It always hopes. It always perseveres. One thing I really believe that many women really need, is care. We need to be cared for, period. When you are overwhelmed, when you're struggling, when you're suffering, you need to be cared for. This man should be asking you, what can I do? How can I help you? And if you're like, I don't even know, because sometimes you just don't know. I know when I got diagnosed with breast cancer, I didn't know what I wanted. I didn't know what I needed. But I knew that I needed care. I knew you know what I'm saying? Like but I don't know what to ask for because I've never been here. And that's where you need a man to say, okay, well, this is what I'm going to do. This is what I'm going to do. Okay. You as a woman deserve a man that provides care for you when you're overwhelmed. Not he's watching you suffer. It could be sickness in your body. Does he bring you chicken noodle soup? I remember getting sick last year. And the man I was dating at the time brought me chicken noodle soup. I didn't want that chicken noodle soup, but he brought it to me, and I appreciate it. And then he fussed at me because I didn't eat it all, right? You didn't care. You get sick, he brings you chicken noodle soup. It's about to be your period. He's making you a steak. He's providing you with care. You have endometriosis and you are over in pain, and he's just like, well, women get periods. No, he provides care. He provides care. He's concerned about you. He's interested in the things that interest you. That is a man that cares for you and genuinely loves you. And as a woman, I hope one of the requirements that you have is that a man that will provide care for you. Many women have a list, but on that list, it doesn't match up with their values. And I hope that providing care for you is a value that you have, okay? So, I want to hear from you. If you are a woman in a relationship with a man that's watching you struggle, I want you to stop focusing on what he says and pay attention to what he does. I want you to even be intentional about asking him to help you and giving him direction, is what I'm going to say, on how he can help you. Hey, I need you to pick the kids up from school on this day and this day and this day for me. That will greatly help me. And if he's unwilling to help you, then that gives you all the information that you need. Because I know as women, you need 955 signs before you make the decision that this relationship is not healthy for me. And I'm not laughing at you or anything, because I have been that woman too, until I got to the point of saying, this behavior is intentional. Him showing up like this is intentional. He's making the decision to be like this in the relationship and not truly partner with me, okay? My name is Samantha. This is Heal the New Sexy.